What's going on, guys? Starting the highlight reel off here with a two-run triple from Pete Crow Armstrong. I believe this was actually the first game after the September call-ups game. So good to see him contributing, getting to use that speed to his advantage, the 99 speed. And then right here, I kind of glitched on a double play attempt. Rhett Lauder was in the game. The computer brought him in, and even though we were losing, I decided to jump in and play his first appearance. So could have got a double play there, but luckily on the very next pitch to Henry Davis, he's able to fly out to short right center field. So Rhett Lauder, successful debut. And then against Old Red here, bases loaded, we strike out Jake Fraley to end the first inning. Reese Hines against James Paxton and the Giants hits his first career home run, a no doubter into left field, way out there. So cool to see him. Another one of our call ups, and he was up early in the year too, get his first career homer. And then Spencer Steer, also off of James Paxton, goes opposite way to hit his career high 24th home run of the season. So James Paxton giving up first and career high homers in the same game. Thank you for that. Right here, I thought this was kind of a funny clip. So as you see, this is a pop out, but the tag up option popped up. Matt McClain was on third, so I decided to send him, and that might have been the shortest sac fly I've ever seen. Tyro Estrada, really weak arm, and we get the sac fly pop up. And then Alexis Diaz right here, his 100th career save against the Brewers. On to the video now. What is going on, everybody? My name is Jake, and welcome back to MLB The Show 24 franchise with the Cincinnati Reds. Last part, we did our September call-ups. We brought up Pete Crow Armstrong, one of our top young guys in the system, who we acquired from the Cubs earlier last season in exchange for Sal Stewart. He's come up, but as you see by the numbers there, he has struggled a little bit, so kind of disappointing on that front. We also brought back Reese Hines, who's actually been solid for us, and I think he could definitely develop into a bench role at the major league level. Never going to be an everyday guy with his limited potential, and none of his ratings really jump off the board. He's good in the field, but kind of slow for a corner outfielder. But he has some positional flexibility, and he's decent with the bat, so could definitely get a bench role out of him. And then we also brought up our top pitching prospect, Rhett Lauder, who before the last game that I simmed was actually doing really, really good, but he got shelled in his last game. Even then, 4.03 ERA. He's, got .5 WAR. Strikeout numbers are solid. Yeah, he's just been kind of a solid piece. So, 72 overall obviously isn't going to be nearly as good as what he could be, but he has definitely shown some good flashes, both in the games that I have played and in the games I've simmed. So as you see here, we're on the last game of the regular season, which poetically is against the Marlins, who we had opening day against. They are once again not in the playoff hunt, but this is actually kind of a special game, not only because it's the last one, but if we win this game, we actually tie the franchise record for wins in a season for the Reds. I was really hoping I could win one of these two games against the Marlins to potentially set this up to break the franchise record, but I lost this game, and then I simmed this one, and they got shelled. So not going to be able to break the franchise record for wins, but we could tie it, which is still awesome to get 108 wins, or at least be in play for that. I'll go over like stats and stuff after the game, just because it's easier for me to gauge how much time I have to go over stats and stuff. But we've locked up the number one seed in the NL. The wild card is all locked up. The seeding's all locked up in the NL. So Dodgers, Phillies, Cardinals are the three wild card teams. The Diamondbacks win the NL West. The Braves win the NL East. So the only new playoff team in the NL this year is the Diamondbacks. They replaced the Giants from last year, and the Giants went 81-81 this year. In the AL, this wild card race was actually kind of exciting. As you see, there's not much separation between the teams. The final game of the year was actually played between the Twins and Guardians. They played a series against one another, and they had split it, so they had the same record going into the final game of the year, and the Twins won. So the Guardians just miss out. The Rangers back to the postseason after missing last year following their World Series title. Interesting that both the World Series teams in this universe missed the playoffs the following year, but now they're back in it. Astros once again make the postseason. The Angels, I knew They're going to be an interesting team to watch all year. Obviously, they added Corbin Burns and Juan Soto in free agency to help out Mike Trout, who hit 50 home runs this year, which I'll show after our game. They win the AL West, so immediate improvement and playoff contention for them. The Tigers win the AL Central, definitely in terms of team rankings, the most surprise team this year. They won 91 games, so good for them. It says at the bottom ticker when I was playing one of those games off camera, it said they had a 10-year playoff drought, so they're back in it. And then the Rays, who missed last year as well, they win the AL East and are the lone representative in the AL East in the playoffs. There's a lot of disappointing teams in this division. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into game 162. Yeah, I've already, like I said, that Minnesota-Cleveland game I had my eye on, and Minnesota freaking trounced them. 18 hits, 10 runs. The Guardians can only muster 1 run, so they have missed both years, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they were in it last year. We'll do quick counts. Got kind of a fun pitching matchup on hand with Sandy Alcantara and Hunter Green. They very, very similar pitching styles in their own rights. I want to get Pete Crow Armstrong in here somewhere. Let's see. Spencer Steer could get his 30th home run, so I don't want to take him out. Matt McClain. Let's just take out... I mean, I could take out Stuart Fairchild, but might as well just let him play. You know, in fact, let's let multiple young guys play. So let's get Bubba Thompson in here. Let's move Steer to second base. Let's get Pete Crow Armstrong in here. And then where can we fit Reese Hines into? We can move... Jamer could also hit his 30th, or his 30th home run. Let's put Reese Hines in right, actually. Bubba Thompson's just so bad at hitting. I really don't feel like dealing with that. But anyway, as far as the lineup, we'll have Benson lead off. We'll move Jamer to the 3 spot. Actually, we'll have Ellie bat second, Spencer Steer third, Jamer. We'll have Noelvi Marte bat 5th. Tyler Stevenson 6th, Stuart Fairchild, Pete Crow Armstrong. And then kind of finagle with this a little bit. All right. That looks pretty good. And then we can also sub guys in if we really want to. But yes, I know Pete Crow Armstrong has not been good against right-hand pitching, but might as well give him the final game of the year. I'm a little disappointed with
Hello, baseball
how he
fans,
ended up
and welcome.
performing.
Today, the finale of this three-game
It also
weekend
just shows
set.
that
It's the Miami
there's
Marlins
no
going up
shame in being
against the
patient with him,
Cincinnati
'cause,
Reds. With my
he's
partner,
not quite
Chris
up to
Singleton,
speed yet
I'm John
for where
Shelby. So
we
the
want
Miami
him to be, especially
Marlins
with
are in position to sweep this
how much of a contender we've turned into this year.
All right, first pitch
Don't want a
coming
guy
up.
batting
And
sub
on the hill
200,
today,
even though the
Hunter
fielding
Green.
and speed
Chris,
ratings
it's a little more
speak
common
for
these
themselves.
days, but still, he's a strikeout per inning type of guy.
Definitely.
Well, I hear you about
I might have him on the
strikeouts.
playoff
A lot
roster,
more
but
guys
probably not.
striking
Probably
out
just give that
today,
spot
but
to
when you
Bubba
consider
Thompson, because
having the ability to get that strikeout, particularly when you need it, a man on third, less than 2 outs, situations where, maybe.
And again, I'll go over like stats and stuff
guy,
after
but
this game. It's just
knowing you
easier
have
for me to
swing and
gauge
miss
how much
stuff
time I
in a
have
big spot. I think it's real
to go over that
He's got
stuff.
it.
I do it after the
Here's
game.
Mike Tauchman.
I don't want to go over it too
Swing
long
and a miss at
before the game.
99 miles an hour.
Having to cut things out.
One
or
out,
whatever.
bases empty.
So, Mike Tauchman for the Marlins, Cub in real life. He's actually doing pretty good in Bellinger's absence.
Just missed.
It's a good take.
The Reds themselves just got swept by the Orioles. They are, I think they've lost 5 games in a
In
row.
the
They're
air,
struggling,
left field.
which is disappointing. But
Brings it in. And there's
again, I've always thought that if they just float around 500,
down for the
once
Marlins
they get
lineup. And
guys
one to
like
watch,
TJ
of course,
Friedel
their
back,
three-hole hitter, Luis
McClain might
Arias.
come back in
Yeah,
August.
definitely someone I
You just
always
float around
enjoy,
500
when I
up
get
to
a
that
chance
point,
to watch
and
him,
then
whether
you get
he's
some of your
in
best
the
players
game
back.
or even taking swings during batting practice. Man, this
Then you can
guy's
make kind of a
always
push,
so
'cause,
focused on
make a wild card. You really
Swing
only
and
have to
a
be like
miss. And he's
4
down
to
on
6 games above
strikes.
500. So It's not time to
Here in
panic in
Cincinnati.
real life for the Reds.
And our
but it
pitcher
definitely
in this game,
seems like they
Sandy
got swept.
Alcantara.
Been a very solid pitcher throughout his career.
Anyway, Will Benson leading off, soft contact, fielded
He
by
stays in the
Alcantara.
game and he gives his
His
team an
average has
opportunity
dipped
to win.
a lot
And
over the
we're
recent
down number
months.
one.
There's been a couple guys that have struggled, like
The
Robin
next to
Marte
hit
has
for the
been a
Reds.
notable one. His average is down into the 250s now, which obviously sucks because I gave him that extension and then he just kind of played like shit
One
after.
down, base is empty. Foul.
But there's also
We'll
guys
see
like Ellie De La
another payoff
Cruz and
pitch.
Spencer Steer and Matt McLean who
And the righty
have been
deals.
playing
Good
very
plate appearance
consistently
there.
well.
Able to take the
Working
walk.
here with Ellie.
So up next, Spencer Steer.
2 counts, so no margin for error here with Spencer Steer. He has set a career high in homers, obviously one away
Does
from
he
30.
really want to try and steal second against this
Also
catcher?
get
I
that
know he's
either him
fast,
or
but
Jamer.
it's
Because
pretty
Jamer
risky.
hit over 30 last year.
Center field.
Hit in the air, but
Chisholm
not nearly
should have
deep
this
enough.
one. Hauls it in for the out. And there's 2
See
away.
if Jamer can get his 30th. He is
Now
over
batting
100
Jamer
ribbies, which is a
Candelario.
career high for him. He's come over to us from free agency.
2 outs.
Obviously,
Swing
it
and
was
a
a real life
miss, and
signing, and
that's
he's just
strike
been
2.
Well, if he's going to
straight
steal
up
second,
producer.
you want him to go early
Exactly
in the
what you
count.
want
That
out
way
of
he's
a
not a
veteran.
distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way.
DH,
The hitter
essentially.
can focus on the
He
pitch.
does play the field for us quite often. Certainly has been worth a 3-year,
De La
$45 million
Cruz
deal.
leads
that
off
they gave him.
first with 2 down to the inning.
Now, as far as when his contract's up, I really don't
He's
see
in there
us
safely.
keeping him
Base runner
just
with a
because
one-way lead right there. All
we
he's
got a
trying to
guy
do
like
is get a look at the
CES
pitcher's move.
who
Had no
plays the
intent
same
of stealing
positions
on
and has
that
the higher
pitch.
potential coming up.
Well, they're really running up the
But I'm
pitch
also
count
not
in this
going to
first
trade
inning.
him at any
Lots of
point
confidence from this
because
team
he's
that is
such a
perhaps the
valuable
hottest
part
in
of the
baseball
lineup
right
that,
now.
you know, we'll let him play his contract out, and then, you know, my regression will probably take over for him at that point because he is starting to get into his mid-30s. But we'll let him play elsewhere.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
Hacks and
And-
misses.
yeah,
It's a strikeout. Reds turned away.
We get Ellie on base.
Back here at
which is
Great
always a
American
good thing,
Ballpark,
but
down to third baseman.
Alcantara
Jake
throws
Berger.
pretty hard, and Christian Bethencourt, their catcher, has like
The healthy
98
cut,
miles an hour,
tough pitch at 98.
so
But
as
a really
fast
good
as
pass at the
Ellie is,
ball.
I'm not taking my
just
chances on
missed.
that because
Looks like he thinks
I
that should
suck
have been a
as
strike
it
at
is
the top of the
stealing
zone.
bases.
But doesn't seem
I
to
think
be too
Alcantara
upset.
and Hunter
That's
Green
just a
have the
case
same
where I think
pitches.
he's trying to get a
It's
better
very
feel for the
similar.
umpire's strike
Like I
zone
said,
and what he's going to be
they
calling.
both
That's
throw
just a
really
good
hard.
pitch.
They have similar
Down to
motions.
right
They
fielder,
kind of look
Jesus Sanchez.
similar,
Swing
at
and a
least in
miss.
the game.
And it's 1-2.
So,
Second inning here, no score.
I think he's hurt in real life. If he's having Tommy John or not, I can't remember, but he's one of the many pitchers this year.
And that
Unfortunately,
just misses.
Did get the
Had to deal
result he
with
wanted,
injury.
but that's a nice
don't
pitch
get the
right
call
there.
there on a fastball high and in.
On the ground.
That's a
And
foul
that's
ball.
just
Sanchez.
foul.
Fighting us a bit here.
And now the count filled up 3-2.
Full count.
Just barely missing out the corners.
Towards first.
And Jamer take this himself.
Candelario takes it himself. That was a strong at
Actually, if I
bat.
remember
Even though she
correctly,
couldn't
he's like
find a
the
way on
front runner
base.
for first
2 outs,
base
base
Gold
is
Glove,
empty. Now the left fielder,
which is kind
Brian
of
De La
cheesy
Cruz.
because
And that one
his
is
fielding
lifted in the
percentage is
air
good because he
Armstrong.
only plays the
Tracks
field
it.
like half the games he's.
Bottom half of inning number 2, and ready to hit now
Hey.
for Cincinnati. Noel V. Marte.
Take a Gold Glover when
Fouled
we
off
get one.
2-2. The pitch. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
Late on these sinkers.
The wide to kick the pitch.
That's a base
Slicing
hit.
it away. That's a base
So I'm
hit.
late on pretty much all of those,
And
but it
aboard
works
on the
in
leadoff
our
single.
favor as we get the base
Well, that was
knock
one of those
with
high
Noel
percentage
V,
advantage
who
counts.
again
Batting
has
averages
really
are just so
struggled
much higher. That
in
pretty much
September and
slows
late
them down
August,
the
which
middle,
sucks,
and those are
but
the ones where you gotta make them pay.
he's still
Now
a
they've
really
got some
young
speed on
player.
first, so we'll see if they try to get him in the
He's
motion.
still played good
Next
enough to
offer,
where
he's
his
in for a
ratings
strike.
are.
This is a
going
great
up.
dynamic right here. Speedy runner at
Which is really
first,
all that
thinking about
matters.
taking second. Catcher with the pop time that leaves Jaws on the floor.
But I gave
This
him
might
the
get
extension,
interesting,
so
dude.
would have liked him see him play a little bit better, but it is what it is. Howard Stevenson, much more consistent this year. That might sit. That is sit.
On the run.
Oh, that's a wrap. That's going to be a triple for Tyler Stevenson. But as I was saying about him, he's been much more consistent this year. Not necessarily consistently good, but that's his first triple. But not so bad to the point where we had to set him down last year.
And now Stuart
Fairchild.
Good eye in that
Stuart Fairchild, who is another one of the guys that really struggled here to end the year. As you see, his average at one point this year was pushing 300.
Slings the first,
run scores,
and that makes it 2-0 as they get the out. And now the center fielder, Pete Armstrong.
Again, he's never going to be an everyday guy, but definitely will be a very good option
on that fastball. Out of the hand looks so good, and then by the time he gets in the hitting zone,
Pete Armstrong just batting
Keller
177.
making the calls behind home for us today.
And Boog, something to keep an eye on is how pitchers
those things will always be.
You see a lot more of that in today's game. The pitchers going up there with hard stuff. Keller, definitely an umpire that isn't afraid to call strikes in that part of the strike zone.
A little too long.
Makes a nice running catch. And there's 2 down. And
Reese
stepping
Hines,
in,
who again I
the
talked
rookie
about
left
before the
fielder,
game.
Reese Hines.
Definitely kind of surprised me a little bit. We're going to get a ground out here, but he's played better than I expected.
And that's the third
definitely
out.
Be kind of like a utility guy off the bench. He's never going to be a starter for
On to
us.
the third inning. Josh Bell at the plate now.
Always use a guy who can play, third base.
That ball was smoked. Man, I am so relieved that they have this heading down the lines. Just ensure safety for the fans. Last thing is a player you want to look up and see a fan get hit.
Leadoff hit for Josh Bell, who used to see the Reds a lot more often.
Nick
He played
Gordon,
in Pittsburgh.
the next to hit. Back to the mound. There's one. Plenty of time at first. That's a double play.
Great job by the shortstop right there.
Love to see that.
Decides to take it himself. Second baseman can just chill out until the next play.
Swing and a pop-up. De La Cruz has this one sized up and
So
makes
we have
the
faced
grab.
the minimum through
And that's the third out.
Green.
And we're back. And now the DH, Will Benson. The wind of the pitch. Falling behind 2-1.
So even though Benson's kind of tailed off during the year, he's still been good
very
enough
efficient in terms of pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game.
I definitely feel like we made the right move to trade off Jake Fraley, not only because he has better trade value with the higher overall
first,
potential.
Ellie De La Cruz, the next to hit for the Reds.
Benson's never going to be a guy that demands everyday playing time.
It is interesting, though,
so
when you consider
I don't know how much morale factors into player
performance. It doesn't even matter that
game,
much if your starter doesn't go that deep because teams are.
That's a great double play.
Here's one.
Right at him at
How
third.
about that double play?
As a former player,
But yeah, I don't know how much morale factors into play performance, but I definitely try to keep a note of like what guys' expectations are and what their happinesses are, because just in case it does factor in.
Just misses the mark outside the zone.
And it's hard to argue with 92 contact against righties like Benson has. So even if all he ever's going to be is platoon guys,
he's been getting great results
against righties.
Pitch was on the outside, didn't go the other way with it, but still.
There's number 30 for Jamer Candelario. Perfect on a sinker down across the middle. And back-to-back years, Jamer Candelario has hit 30 home runs for us, and he's the only guy with 30 home runs.
It's 4-0. He absolutely crushed.
Unless Spencer Steer hits.
No doubt about that one, Boog. We knew it wasn't coming back.
A little two-out rally there after the double play, a single, and then a no-doubter in the right for Jamer.
2 balls, 1 strike.
That
3
one
balls,
misses.
1 strike.
It's really a blessing we have guys like Jamer and Benson and Fairchild who, you know, Jamer's an everyday guy, but Benson and Fairchild are platoon guys. But they play well enough to where we can be extremely patient with our top prospects like CES and Pete Armstrong. CES and
Back here in
PCA, the
Cincinnati,
abbreviated
John Shelby with Chris
players.
Singleton, and set to lead off the fourth, Jazz Chisholm Jr. The 1-1 is fouled off.
You know, I'm sure at some point in this game I'll give up my, you know, tradition of a solo homer, but for now, that has eluded us. Of course, now that I said that,
ball.
Chisholm's about to hit this one 450 feet.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. The high heat, too much on that one. Mike Tauchman will hit next.
I've been kind of
Up the
thinking
middle.
about. I shouldn't think too
quick
much about
outs
the
here on the
offseason
top of
because
the
we still have the postseason
Now back.
to get through, but
Luis.
2 outs, bases
I think
empty.
we're going to employ like a
Luis Ariz
similar strategy
stands
to
in.
last year, to where, you know, I
Here's
might
out
add
for a
like a
strike.
veteran bench bat.
2 outs, bases
I was
empty.
thinking of some names like Jerkson Profar came to mind.
That one ripped. Way back there.
Luis Ariz, a Padre in real life,
He'll touch them all.
but
His
I think this is 20
17th of the
home
year.
runs.
It's 4-1. 2 outs, nobody on.
I knew I was
Jake
gonna let this
Berger,
alone
the
after I
next up
said,
for the
"Oh,
Marlins.
That is eluded me."
Strike on the inside corner, and it's 1-2.
But yeah, I'll probably employ a
The
similar
Marlins
strategy to
trailing
where
by 3
you know, we
here in
brought
the
in
third and final game
Yasmani
of the
Grandal and
series. Stays
Eduardo
alive.
Escobar this past offseason, just as bench veterans that have some positional flexibility. They can
Spoils
also
the
hit.
2-strike pitch, and
So
he'll
a guy
see
like
another.
Jerkson Profar
2 down, nobody on.
was first to
No question about this one.
Not
It's
really,
outta
Jason.
here.
Now we're getting back-to-back ones. Profar in real life is
Back-to-back
great.
homers, always a
Padres.
special feeling at the ballpark,
this
especially
game
if it's
is-
your team that does
he's
it and those
got
guys
good
get to
hitting
slap
stats.
hands at
He's just
home plate.
Low potential.
This is the kind of thing that can really fire up a ball club.
I checked. I forget which team he
2
was on, but
outs.
his contract does expire, so he'll be a free agent.
Up
So that's
the
kind of a
middle,
name I'm thinking
Steer.
of.
Tosses to first. That ends the frame. But
I think we're
two-round
just going to
trippers in
continue
this.
building from within. I mean,
Back
we've
here at
won
Great American Ballpark,
107,
ready to
hopefully
go for the last
108
half of the
games
inning.
with
Here's the
the
catcher,
guys that we
Tyler
have.
Stevenson.
You know, obviously Shane
The
Bieber
1-1 is
was
fouled
our
off.
one notable free agent
Well, he hasn't
addition
quite
who,
settled in out there.
when I
4
go over the
runs
stats,
in 3 innings. He's
you
going to
know,
have
you'll
to have
see
some
has
quick
been
1, 2,
a
3 innings to pitch
fantastic
deep into this
addition.
ball game.
But other than that, it's not been through free agency that we built. It's been through
The wind
homegrown
of the
talent.
pitch.
So
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
I reckon
In
if
now for the Reds, Stuart
it's going
Fairchild.
this well,
One
we'll
down,
need to change
bases
the
empty.
strategy.
Swings
That
and
was a
misses.
meatball.
And that
One
is strike
ball.
Just
two.
early on the timing, but man,
Ball.
And another ball. 2-2 now. And a foul ball, he stays alive.
fighting here with Stewie.
And the pitch. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. The 2-2.
No.
Oof, thought about it.
Eighth
pitch
pitch
there.
of the at-bat coming up. And he walked him.
Oh.
That's a great at-bat. He saw a lot of
Got the
pitches
call
and
there.
walk. So man
Fairchild
aboard.
works so well.
Next for Cincinnati, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Now, as far as the impending postseason, I'm a little bit worried because as
It's
the 1
outside.
seed,
2-1.
unless St. Louis takes down Atlanta, who's the 3 seed, we're going to face
And
the
they start
winner of the
Senator.
4-5
Chris with
matchup,
that
which is the
distraction
Phillies and
and a
Dodgers.
speedy
The
guy at
Phillies
first.
swept us last
He did a
year. The
favorable
Dodgers
hitter's
are the reigning
count.
World Series
Well, if
champs.
nothing
So even
else,
though
I mean, this is a great spot
we're the
for a
1
hitter to be
seed,
in.
that doesn't necessarily mean our playoff
Fairchild
path is
leads
going to
off
be the
first with
easiest.
one away.
Again, if
Alcantara
by
over
some
first.
divine
Fairchild
miracle
gets back
the
easily.
Cardinals beat the Braves in a 3-game set, we'll face the Cardinals, and I feel much better about that.
3-2 now.
But
Swung on, popped up on the infield.
from a realistic
Under it.
standpoint, we're going to be facing either the Phillies or the
Two away
Dodgers.
now.
And that's just part of, parity in baseball, which
Here's
is
the
obviously a
left
good
fielder,
thing.
Reese
But to have to
Hines.
face one of those 2 teams, despite being a 1 seed, is just tough. But
Fly
I mean,
ball center field.
just how it
Makes
is.
the
If you
grab.
want to
Nice
make the
play
postseason,
after
you're
the
gonna play
long
good teams, obviously.
Ready
Just
now
wish
for the
we'd get
fifth inning. Now the
a
left
little bit more of
fielder,
a favorable
Brian De La
matchup,
Cruz.
because I'm not going to lie,
Swing
even
and
though our
a
team's
pop-up.
better,
De La Cruz
I would not
under
be,
it.
definitively confident
Makes
that
the
we're
catch,
going
and
to beat
there's
these
one
guys in a
gone.
5-game series. But we'll see.
Here's
I'm not
Josh
going
Bell.
to
Base
write
is
us
empty,
off.
one away, and we're at the top of the fifth.
I would love to make the championship series and be able to play for a
And
pennant.
he hits a ground ball
I still,
right side.
despite the regular season success, I
Into
don't know if we're really good enough to
and
win
the
a World
first
Series
two
title,
set down
but
to the top of the fifth.
obviously this
Here's
year
the
shows that
shortstop
we're right
at the
there.
plate. Nick
And I think
Gordon.
if we get to the
Through there for a
championship
strike.
series or if we get to the World Series, that's great. I don't know if we're good enough to win it quite yet, but another year of just, building from within and progressing.
Shootout,
I
nobody
definitely
on.
think year 3
Out
is
towards
going to
right
be
center field.
where our
Sizes
World
this
Series
one
will
up.
go, is just wide open.
Drops into the glove. And that is that.
And then,
And welcome back
that's
to the
also
ballpark.
something I've wanted to
Bottom
talk
of the
about,
inning. Now it's
like
the
how,
DH. Will Benson.
the series will play out
In the air out towards right center. Chisholm
once
on
we get
the
to,
move.
like,
Makes
years
a nice
3,
grab
4,
and a
and
full
so on.
sprint.
It'll
There's
start to
one
scale
down.
back.
Ellie De La
Like year
Cruz,
3
the
and
next to
probably
hit for the
4 will
Reds.
kind
Every
of
day
run
during
similar to
batting
how I'm doing
practice,
it
these
now, to where I'm
outfielders get
playing
about 10 minutes
games
balls
and,
in the gaps. They practice this,
a
and
little
when the game
bit
comes, they make the play perfect.
less hands-on with scouting and
Yes.
stuff. Once we get to like years, 4, 5, 6, and we're firmly in the
Pitch
World
misses
Series picture
outside.
every year,
And now
then
it's
it'll
3-2.
scale back to be more of like a sim.
That one
And I'll
left
really
field.
only focus on playing like key moments and stuff.
And it's a one-hopper
Instead
off
of
the
being
wall.
more
Should
hands-on
be
with the
extra
actual
bases.
games themselves,
Safely into second.
I'll be more
He's got a
hands-on
double.
with the
Here
scouting.
we are, third time through the
I
order.
just do
This
it the
is
way
where
I'm
we
doing
see
it now
the
because I
OPS
just
jump
love
up.
playing the
Manager
games,
might have to
and
go
I
to
love
the
to
bullpen a little bit sooner
be
than he
main
anticipated.
factor as to how
And it's
player
second.
performance is. Obviously, I'm not
Foul
playing
off.
every single game. I'm simming a lot of them
It's a
as
good
well,
time to step
but
out of the box, take
I
a
like
deep breath,
I like to
reset.
be the main
Couple
cause of how
change-ups.
players
Probably
are
won't see
doing.
another one here.
But just looking at it realistically, you're not going to be able to get through a franchise where you're covering a lot of years and storylines and such,
And a ball in two strikes.
without kind of scaling
And
back.
a rope into center field,
let it
base
play
hit.
out.
Coming
So-
home. Oh, the throw is
You get a
wild.
base knock here. Oh my God! I did not realize how bad that throw in was.
Not in
And we
time.
moved
He's
just a second. That was
in.
crazy.
A run comes in on the play.
Ribby. No way. Oh, come on. No. That did not just happen.
New pitcher on now, Trevor
way.
Rogers.
What the heck?
And compared to
It said
a lot of
Spencer
other
Steele's hurt,
relievers,
isn't it?
strikeouts have not been a big weapon for him this year, so the defense should
what?
be active.
What is going on? Just wait. Inflamed hip. Okay, I'm gonna take him out. I'm not risking it. No, hold on. Can I finagle this in a way? Oh, what am I looking at? Let's just
Now a
wait.
chance for Jamer Candelario. So a change being made out of
But yeah,
second.
so
Entering as the pinch runner, Matt
I
McClain.
definitely want to have a year in this franchise where we win our first World Series, and it's the way that I'm playing it
And
now.
ready to hit
where
now for
I'm
Cincinnati.
playing a lot of
Noel
the
V.
games.
Marte.
But then once we win one, or maybe we repeat,
Lefty
or whatever
out of
it
the
might
stretch,
be,
runners at
then
first
I'll
and
start to
third.
scale back. That way we
And that
can
one
get through
fouled
more
off.
seasons and more content and stories without it just taking fucking forever, quite frankly.
Here's a 1-2. That to right. Sanchez gets under it. And he makes the catch. Runner tags from third.
Maybe a sack fly for
The
Noel.
throw
It's
is
6-2
line, he's
now.
saved. It's 6-2.
To be honest, just to
And
kind of
here's the
speed this
catcher,
up,
Tyler
probably
Stevenson.
I do this when I'm playing off camera.
2 outs.
I love
And
batting
swing
way
and a
more
miss.
than I do pitching, even
Two
though
balls, two
I
strikes.
think I don't know. I feel like I'm better at pitching than I am bat, but just
In
playing
the air
offense is
right
more fun.
field.
That's going to stay
And
fair.
that's a fair ball.
runners
Lead
at the
runner
corners,
touches
so Tyler
second, headed for
Stevenson.
third. And now they'll have
Oh.
runners on the corners with 2
But
away.
once I get up by like 4, 5 or more,
Stuart Fairchild,
I'll just
the next to
sim
hit for the
and
Reds.
kind of only play the key moments just to
2
kind
on,
of speed
2
things up.
outs. Comes up empty. That's
Here,
strike 2.
High
1-2.
fastball. Trevor Rogers coming out of the bullpen. That's interesting.
check
That's a check.
swing,
What do
tried
you
to
got?
hold up, now an appeal to first. Nope, he held back.
Love another ribby here.
3-2 now.
2. Tyler Stevenson will get a head start.
That smash
That is
towards
fucking
center.
ripped, but right at him.
Chisholm hauls it in to end
That was
the
in the
inning.
gap. It'd be, what, 8-2?
Now into the ball game on defense.
So Matt McClain comes in the second, but again, I'll just kind of... So, like, this is kind of a situation.
Man at second here with 2 away.
2 out.
Burger, the next
Clean up
up
hitter
for the
up.
Marlins. The 1-1 is fouled off.
If he scores them, it's within a 2-run game. So I kind of like to jump in and play these. So Hunter Green
Towards right
lets up
center,
3 solo
that's well
shots, and
struck.
then we let up
Could
a
be
gap
extra
for double.
bases.
So
Around third. He scores, and it's now
Marlins
a 2-run
will not
game.
let us
That's a
get
2-run
our
double.
franchise
Love how he
record
let that ball
time
travel,
8
trusted his hands.
easily.
Nice job of going the other way.
So up next,
It's funny that-
Jesus Sanchez.
Hey, the Marlins are
Next offer is in for a strike.
traded away. Luis Arias.
That one just misses.
But I played MLB The Show 23 franchise. They
Bounce
were
that
like
off to the left, and we'll do it
constantly
again.
in the postseason and in the
Man on second, 2 down.
National League title, World Series
Battling here as he
picture.
fouls it away.
But in this game, at least through 2 years, which I know is so
3-2.
early, they have not really been good at all.
Makes
Little
the
Luka to Matt
catch,
McClain.
over.
And
They
so the
put
computer
2 on.
concedes 1 and I concede
Bottom
another,
of the
and it's back to a
6th. In now for the
2-run game.
Reds, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Pete
And
Crow
now the
Armstrong,
lefty.
who actually has better
Swing
ratings
and a
against
miss.
lefties.
Slider
than
right
swingers
there. Activity in the bullpen.
Love to get him
Keenan
on, try to
Middleton
run.
up and loosening in the pen.
But
Jaguar
instead,
getting cranked
strikeout.
up
I feel
as
like
well.
I was on that one.
Got him swinging. Next for
Yep.
Cincinnati, Reese
Yeah, I
Hines.
don't know.
That's the
That
ball.
misses the zone. Ball 2.
Just wish we could have got more out of him, but you know, he's still no reason to panic. Reese Hines gets a base hit, though.
Base hit.
Yeah, like I said, I mean
So that will
he's
bring
been
up the
solid.
top of the order with
since he's
1
come
away.
in. Nothing crazy, but
Now that.
And next is the designated hitter, Will
be a
Benson.
bench bat. You know, little positional
Not
flexibility.
even
It's
close
definitely
there.
a role for him
And
there.
the count 2-1.
Now Will Benson, who actually has not done terrible left on left
chase
when I
that
played with
time.
him. He has such good plate discipline to where a lot of lefties against lefty pitchers, you check swing and they just can't hold back.
3-1, and he
Where
couldn't
he
come up with it.
draw a walk here, but
His ability
his
to
plate
draw
discipline
walks
just
has
makes
been
him a lot
something
easier to hit
that's
with
been
against
part of his
lefties
career
despite the bat
since day
ratings.
1.
And now the shortstop, Ellie De La Cruz. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. No trouble
Hoping
here.
Ellie's
Puts
clutch
it away
rating
for the
taken
out.
over would
2 down.
help him out a bit.
The batter.
Now Matt McClain
So
gets
first
his
and second with
first
2
at bat
outs.
in this one.
Here's the
against
second
Spencer
baseman,
Steers,
Matt
so
McClain.
now getting
2
the number 1
outs.
seed really
Now 2
benefits
balls and a
us
strike.
because Spencer
2
Steele will get to
balls, 1
rest
strike.
and potentially come back in time for the divisional series, but we'll see. That really sucks
three.
that
A
it
little bit
happened
low.
that way.
3 balls, 1
Hines, the
strike.
lead runner in
If I'd have
second.
known how
Benson
bad the
at
throw
first,
was.
2 out of the inning. Here's the pitch. Both
I did not.
runners on the move. Cut on and miss. Trying to wiggle out of a rundown now.
Steele. Oh
And they
man.
put the tag on him for the out.
I, for some reason, thought it was a
We
3-2
go to
count,
the
so
top
I
of the
hit the
7th,
steal
and at
button,
the plate
and
for
then I let
Miami,
go.
Brian De La Cruz.
Full
That missed
count.
inside, and it's 3-2.
Just full of mistakes right now.
Fights it off. He'll see another.
Probably won't see that. Let's get, why not? Let's let Rhett Louder pitch again.
And he
He's
deals.
ERA under 4, at least attempt
Foul
to.
ball, and it remains a full count.
All right, Mr. De La Cruz. Not our De La Cruz, so you can just strike
Hit
out.
on the ground to the
Strike
right
out
side,
there.
and it goes
I
just
don't care if
foul.
you strike out, but my De La Cruz, I don't want to strike out. Okay, this you've had your fun.
5 foul balls in a row.
Had your
I
moment.
have no idea what that feels like, but you
It's
gotta love
just-
this battle.
Oh.
Just wondering who's going to
Come
play first.
on, James.
Base
Are you
hit. That
serious?
was smoke through the infield.
Yeah, I know he.
So he battled through a long at bat and earned himself a hit. And now the switch hitting first baseman Josh Bell.
We actually listened to
Late with the swing there.
my Cubs Padres Murphy minute hit.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Except yesterday, I was watching the Tigers
With the tying run at the plate, here in the
Yankees.
top half of
Would
inning
have went
number
3-0
7.
for the day, but Aaron Judge just had to hit a 2-out solo home run in the bottom of the
Nick
first.
Gordon digs in now. And a foul ball left side.
Whatever. You're making $500 fucking million.
Tying run at the
Can't
plate.
Let me win.
Foul ball still a 1-2 count.
I don't know how much he got. You know.
The shortstop takes a ball.
Couldn't have waited till the 4th inning to hit that homer is what I'm getting at.
Foul ball,
Just had to
another
hit it,
2-2 upcoming.
Off of Tarek Schooler too, which was
Swing at a chopper.
turn 2 here.
There's one. Back to first. Double play. Nice job getting over.
All right. I'm actually not going to bring it that louder because I'm there left against that upcoming lineup.
And now it's 1-2.
Round out here to short.
Gordon with the toss to first. And the leadoff hitter set down to open the 7th. And here's the first baseman, Jamer
Really
Candelario.
Accidentally trying to
Away.
steal and getting thrown out doesn't
One
bite me in
ball,
the ass.
2 strikes.
Like, what game was that? Oh yeah, we were playing the Ohio series.
And another ball.
Blew a lead, lost. That's something if we end
The
up
line
pitching
to pitch.
Alexis Diaz, I'll kind
Wouldn't
of
choose
see it
that
his
time.
numbers. He's had
Full count.
honestly
Bases
kind of a
empty,
rough
one away.
year. Like,
Near
he
the
leads the
bottom of
NL
the
in
7th.
saves, but he lets up so many home runs. I don't.
In the air,
it's
right
crazy,
field.
honestly.
2 down.
But he's still getting better.
Here's the third baseman, Noel V. Marte.
Concerned,
2
but-
down, nobody on.
and it's
Ball
not
is
like it was a
upstairs.
trend carrying over from last year. He was awesome last year, but this year he's just like a ton of home runs.
That's to third, Berger.
Mr. Berger gobbles that
Tosses to
up.
first. What a play, inning over.
Do it.
Welcome back, and a new
Brent
arm on the
Suter,
mound to start
who
the 8th. Brent Suter.
Has been awesome,
These
even
are the
though he's
spots
regressing.
relievers really make a name for
As a
themselves.
setup guy, I'm
Late
probably going to look
and
to break him
close.
back.
There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Yeah, it's just like in game
Lefty
and in
fires.
sim, he just doesn't throw super hard, and his control and location
Not
is
too
so
often you're going to see a
awesome.
sub-90-mile-per-hour fastball get by a hitter for the strikeout, especially when
now
it's
I
in
say
a
that.
very hittable location like that. Makes me think he's either looking for something else completely or he tried to do way too
Come on,
much
game.
that
Let
swing.
me be proven right here
Fights
by
that one
Mr.
away,
Shooter.
still 1-2. The Reds holding on to a 2-run lead, and we're in the top of the 8th. And it's even up.
Down.
But yeah, it's rare to see nowadays with relievers throwing so hard out of the pen.
High in the air,
To
out
get a guy
right.
who doesn't
Fair
throw
job.
super hard,
Settles
but you
underneath
know
it.
pretty much
Squeezes it.
exactly where
And
all
it's
these
two down.
pitches are going
Maybe
to
caught
wind
that
up.
one off the
So
edge just a
nice to
little
have.
bit. Couldn't
So
quite
even though
barrel
he's
it
getting
up enough
old,
to
he's
really
only a
drive it.
67 overall.
Now
as
the
it is.
number 2 hitter, Mike Tauchman.
You get an
Missed
easy
to
1, 2,
center
3 here.
field.
I'll probably look to bring
For
him back
Armstrong.
next year.
Snags it, and that'll do it.
By the time he's done
Back
with us,
now,
he'll
new
probably be
pitcher
down
on the
to
mound
like
as we
a fucking 60 overall. All right. If we get some run support here,
roll into the bottom of the 8th.
I'll
Keenan
bring it Brett
Middleton.
louder, but
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can
Diaz.
give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
And another ball. Action in the pen down
love some
there.
insurance
Andrew
here because
Nardi.
even though we
getting
already have a
ready to
2-run
go.
lead, like I said, Alexis has really struggled with giving up homers, so I
That
definitely
one
less
misses.
confident
3-1.
than I would have been last year. 3-1 count here. Stevenson 2 for 3 with a triple, his first triple of the year.
Right through there for a
62
strike.
today.
Full count.
Love that for him.
Sets him down
Oh,
looking. Fastball, the letters frozen for strike 3.
Game.
And now the right fielder,
Didn't even
Stuart
touch the
Fairchild.
zone. What are we doing?
The pitch. Next offering misses down and away.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I worked a walk in this game with Stuart Fairchild where the pitch was clearly a strike.
That's a slider for a strike.
So I can't really complain. Good slider there.
The punch out there.
Pitch.
And now 2 gone.
Back-to-back sliders.
And ready to hit now for Cincinnati.
Last
Pete
at
Crow
bat here.
Armstrong.
Pete Crow Armstrong for the year.
Right-handed reliever. Up and in.
We work a
And
walk
it's
here,
2
so his
ball.
average stays 169. And also, so we can try to steal with him.
That one missing inside.
Keenan Middleton's thinking about giving it to us. Oh, just forget I said that.
And there's ball 4.
Okay, so Tyler Stevenson got screwed.
One of the things about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down
Mr.
the line,
PCA.
in the gap will produce a
I'm
2-out
talking about Pacific
RBI, and
Coast
those are
Academy,
the
so-
best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
2 outs. Runner on the move.
Such a
Swing
terrible
and a
jump.
miss.
Oh
Throw
my
to
God.
second. Out at second.
I hate that,
That
dude. I just,
We go.
whatever. All right. So, I'm not watching this whole intro thing, but we can look at his stats really quick. Yeah, 3.57 ERA, 2-8 record. He's blown 10 saves. He has 50 saves, so that's awesome, obviously. But of his 25 earned runs, 14 of them have been homers. So it's been a struggle for him with letting up homers, and that's
The
his
1-1
rating.
is fouled
Home runs
off.
per 9 rating is actually going down. Not a ton, but decent. Strikeout a rise here.
And a strikeout for the first out here in the ninth.
Well, that right there is what you want to see out of your closer. Come in and close the door, cancel any hope that
Mr.
opponent
Berger
has in
up
making some
next.
type of comeback in the ball game. Tell you what, that helps him settle in, and that helps everybody else relax a little bit to get these other 2 outs.
And that's outside. And it's 2-2.
Come on, you don't want to chase that. I don't know what the Reds
And
team
they'll
record
do it
for
again.
saves is, but I'd imagine
Base is
he
empty,
hasn't
1
done it
away.
already.
You're at the
He's
top of the
pretty
ninth.
close, 'cause $50 is just a lot of saves for a year.
Righty to the plate. Got it. Battled for a long time, but it
Strikeouts
finishes
here,
with a
but-
strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. So it's their last chance in this.
Now,
Foul back our way, and that's out of play.
Jesus.
Diaz
I was
is
a
just
kid playing
one
these games.
strike away.
Strike out the side, and we have
And
tied the
that is
franchise
ball
record.
game.
Well, this
So
was
when
a
I was a kid
tightly
playing
played
it,
game,
I'm
got a
sure
little
it's
of
about
everything. Some
nine.
timely hitting, runs on the board, key pitching and defense
It's by
in certain spots. Definitely a
9-8.
fun one to watch.
And this one ends with a final score of
Those are
6-4.
MLB
For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew
Hey,
here
I
at MLB The Show,
was
I'm
the
John
biggest
Schaumburg.
fan of
We'll
Albert
see you
Pujols
soon.
because he was just so good at it. I thought guys that were named Jesus was Jesus when I was also 4 years old. So. Yeah. Anyway, franchise record for wins. Hunter Green kind of got shelled a little bit, but
For the victorious
got there.
Cincinnati Reds.
See, look, like,
6 runs,
if you didn't
10
know any
hits,
better and you
no
looked at their
errors, they
pitching
left
styles,
7
you
runners
could
on
think they
base.
could be brothers, honestly. They look kind of similar.
For the Marlins, 4
Anyway,
runs
Jamer
on
player of the
6
game. He hit his 30th home run. We get our 108th win. Alexis Diaz gets his 51st save, which I'm actually going to look up right now. Reds record for saves. No, not career record. Season records. It says there's been 60 saves done twice in a year for the Reds. That had to have been a while ago. Yeah, club pitching record. Yeah, it was done 1970 and 1972. So that makes sense. So not even close to the franchise record in saves. Okay, so Spencer Steer inflamed hip. Thankfully, nothing worse. But Before I sim to the postseason, let's go ahead and go over like the stats for guys and just kind of who to highlight. Matt McClain had an awesome year. Um, Basically a 6 WAR player, which is very good. 853 OPS. He just set a ton of career highs for at bats, runs, hits, doubles, triples. Not quite home runs, but RBIs by a long shot, walks, average, slug. Yeah, just really, really good year for him. TJ Friedel, um, career high in runs, hits, walks, struck out less than 100 times, which is good as a leadoff hitter. Playing 143 games, 18 steals. You know, surprised his WAR is only 1.8, but it is WAR can be misleading. Jamer, I'm not talking about actual WAR. I'm talking about baseball WAR. Jamer, we obviously talked about 30 homers again, career high ribbies, 103 more walks last year. He had 2 steals, which were definitely not by me. 801 OPS. Spencer Steer, career high in homers, ribbies, runs, 3 triples every year. He's been a full-time player, which is kind of funny. Walked the exact same number of times as last year. Struck out a little bit more this year, but the OPS was a lot better. Noelvi, again, struggled towards the end, but, almost 20 homers, 257 average, like pretty much perfect, middle, late middle of the order guy. Definitely liked what we got out of him and the ratings. Everyone's ratings for the most part, besides Jamer, because he's really the only one. He's the only one above the age of 30. Everyone's ratings going up. Ellie, obviously, just shy. He had the same amount of look at that, homers, ribbies, and walks all the same, but a ton more hits and runs. 290 average. The OPS was above 800. 5 WAR player. His strikeout rate declined once again. So really, really good season for Ellie. And I kind of shocked some of the numbers aren't going up higher, but still they're all going up. Tyler Stevenson, better year this year. Ratings are much, much better. By far, career high in ribbies, doubles as well. So good to see there. Stuart Fairchild, career highs pretty much across the board for hitting. First year where he played over 100 games, so cool to see there. And he was solid, a 2 WAR player as kind of a platoon guy. Will Benson, really good, 281 average, 858 OPS. Also a 2 WAR player, 10 homers. Yeah, good out of him. Jonathan India got hurt, but he was having a solid year, and he's getting better. So, we still have another year of arbitration, which I think is because had he not got hurt, he would be eligible for free agency. But because he got hurt, we'll be able to retain him for another year if I choose to, and I probably will go that route because he'll be a great platoon bat for righties. And then obviously, Peter Armstrong struggled. Reese Hines was solid. Bubba Thompson, 0 for 21, but he was just there for steals and defense, pinch running situations. Pitchers, Hunter Green is actually probably going to win the Cy Young. 21 wins, 220 strikeouts, sub 3 ERA. What was his WAR? 3.7. I thought it'd be a little bit higher. Nick Lodolo was really solid, just shy of 200 strikeouts, but 16 wins. Abbott with 15 wins. All of our starters had at least 13 wins, which is crazy. Shane Bieber actually led us in strikeouts with 230. That's got to be a career high for him. 259. Holy crap. So he's never been a huge strikeout guy, at least not in recent years, but I guess in 2019 he was on one. Nick Martinez, TJ Antone, solid out of the pen. Sam Mole did not have a good year, but he was solid for us last year, so I won't hold him against it too much. Alexis Diaz, we talked about him already with his struggles with homers, but 51 saves speaks for itself. Brent Suter was awesome out of the pen for us. Emilio Pagan, also really good. Jabot, really solid. Rhett Lauder, outside of the one game against the Marlins where he got shelled, was really solid. And James Karinchak, who we did not use a ton, but he was pretty good for us. Unfortunately, I can't see the double and triple A stats, which kind of sucks. But Anyway, going on to awards. So Matt Olson will end up winning the MVP. Oh, that sucks. Off camera, it was like just before the start of that Marlins series, and it's unfortunate for Shane Bieber because he got shelled and then got the loss, which probably knocked him out of the Cy Young running. But all three of the Cy Young, it was Hunter Green, Lodolo, and Shane Bieber, which was really cool. But now Aaron Nola replaces us. But Hunter Green's going to end up winning, as I just realized Blake Snell won the Cy Young back-to-back years with different teams. That's pretty cool. Nolan Jones will take the batting title. Devin Williams gets closer of the year. 5 less saves than us, but a much better ERA for the Brewers. Andy Pagas or Pags, I don't know. The Dodgers will get back-to-back NL Rookie of the Years. I guess Noelvi exceeded his rookie limits last year when we brought him up. I thought he was going to be a rookie this year, but I guess not. Otherwise, I think he would have won because he had more homers and a better average and more ribbies than all these guys. Matt Olson will take MVP and Hank Aaron Award. Gold Gloves, Tyler Stevenson almost up there. Jamer will win for first base, which is funny. McLean's almost there for center field. Jamer's up there for Silver Slugger. Spencer's up there for second baseman. Matt McLean will take one of the outfield ones, so that's cool. In the AL, Yordan Alvarez, I believe he's going to win the Triple Crown. He's going to repeat as AL MVP, which both him and Trout won 51. What? Let's give it to Trout here. He got more ribbies. His team did better, and he's older. Let's give it to Trout, but whatever. So they're going to take the MVP and the Cy Young with Luis Garcia at the top there. Trevor Bauer, third for the Twins. That's funny. So Jordan, he led in hits, homers, didn't lead in ribbies. I think, isn't Triple Crown, it might be hits, homers, and RBIs. I don't remember. So maybe he's not Triple Crown, but just freaking insane numbers. He has a career 1,026 OPS. He is insane. Almost 10 WAR last year. He's just such a good hitter, man. Back-to-back batting titles and MVPs. He's going down as the GOAT right now. Jesus. Plays 160 games. Andres Munoz, reliever of the year. Colt Keith, rookie of the year. I need to change his number to 33, but part of the division-winning Tigers, so he gets the rookie of the year there. Good for him. And as you would guess, Jordan, Hank Aaron Award. Here's a quick look at the Silver Sluggers. Soto and Trout get one. Soto 40 homers and 124 ribbies in his first year with the Angels, but it was his first year of his. Oh no, not first year of his career. First year since 2020, he struck out more than he walked, but still 977 OPS. Definitely worth that contract they gave him. And Aaron Judge, really good still. Kind of a look at the top prospects. I don't really know much to say about this. Sal Stewart, who we trade away, is now in the top 17 for the Cubs, so kind of making that trade look actually more fair than what maybe it was initially made out to be. Waylon Gonzalez leads for us, which is kind of surprising. Cam Collier, obviously the potential went up to A this year, which is awesome. Ratings going up a ton. James Wood now at the major league level for the Nationals. Big rating boost for him. Dylan Cruz still in the minor leagues. Obviously, we got a couple guys here from the previous draft. Francesco Guillen for us. Solid year. Those are his playoff stats as the AA team won their league championship. So they're playing in the AA championship for the second year in a row. It'd be cool if they won it. Rat Lauder, good ratings increase for him. He'll definitely start in AAA next year, but could definitely come up and be a rotational piece very, very soon. Edwin Arroyo, good year for him. Chase Petty's up here. Michael Joseph, who we got in that Diamondbacks trade. Rick Holden, our number one pick for last year. Not huge rating increases, but still increased across the board. Isaac Hansen, another one of our draft picks, was really good. And as you see in his playoff start, was very, very good, although he did walk 5 people in 7 innings. That's it for us by organization. Don't really need to go over that a ton. I don't know if I did this last year, but looking at the team rankings, a big reason we won so many more games because we were way better offensively. Top 10 in batting average, runs, hits obviously will factor into that. Top 10 in doubles, second in triples. Bottom half, well, not, we're like middle of the pack in homers. We did have a 30 home run guy. Um, stolen bases, top half in stolen bases. I don't want to look at stolen base percentage because I know it's not very good. 24th, yeah. I don't feel like we walked a ton, though. Yeah, bottom half in walks and strikeouts. Slug, we're probably up here 10th. So, yeah, top 10 in a lot of categories. You know, middle of the pack, upper middle on base. And then good fielding. And then the ERA, once again, tops in baseball. Second most complete games, fourth most shutouts, most saves, least amount of hits and runs allowed. So, yeah. Um, we were going to be competitive regardless with the pitching staff we have, but now that the offense got back to the level they were at in real life in 2023, it amounts to tying the franchise record in wins. And we won, 84 last year? Yeah, so 24 more wins this year. Absolutely insane improvement. Was not expecting it at all. I definitely thought we could make a run for the division title, but not for the most wins in franchise history. Matt McClain, top 10 in the NL in batting average, and Ellie De La Cruz just outside. Spencer Steers up here. So we had, 4 guys in the top 20 for batting average, which is great. Matt McClain tied for 5th in hits. TJ Friedel up there in the top 20. Matt McClain, 4th in doubles. Jamer up there. Ellie's up there. 2nd in triples. Mason Wynn led the league in triples. Would not figure that, but yeah, McClain 2nd in triples. Homers, Dansby Swanson with 37. That's just, I guess he has actually been on kind of a power surge this last few years, but Jamer in the top 20. Ribbies, Matt McClain in the top 10. Jamer in the top 10 as well. I know Friedel was up there for runs. Matt McClain's up there too. Ellie 3rd in steals. 36 for the 2nd year in a row. So he's had at least 35 every year. We're starting to run out of time. OPS, Matt Olson and Nolan Jones with above 1,000 OPS. Poor Nolan Jones playing in Colorado. Hunter Green led the way in wins, which is a big reason he's getting the Cy Young. Not the best ERA, though. That goes to Taj Bradley for the Cardinals. Really good year for him. Strikeouts, Shane Bieber and Hunter Green are up there. Spencer Strider led the way. Not a surprise there. Somehow his ratings are going down. That doesn't really make any sense. Strider led the way in WAR. Andrew Abbott was actually the highest on our team. How does he have more than? How is Hunter Green the Cy Young not the most? Whatever. Corbin Carroll. Corey Seager. How is Yordan Alvarez not the top of this? Seager with 10 WAR. He's just now 30. He's younger than I thought. But Garrett Cole leads the way there. And Carter led in doubles and triples. Almost 50 doubles. Trout with 50 homers. Yordan with Pete Alonso's first year at the Rays with 46 homers. Stolen bases is Drew Ruiz with 40. He's fucking crazy, man. So AL definitely has more prominent hitters. But Corbin Burns, nobody with 200 strikeouts in the AL, but Corbin Burns, yeah. So that's a big reason the Angels much better this year. Yeah, he was solid. Anyway, that'll do it for this part. I'm about out of time. So next part, as we sim ahead here, and we'll get a look at the playoff bracket. We will await the winner of the Dodgers and Phillies, which again kind of sucks because they're a very good, first series to take on. But hey, we're already further than we got last year. We haven't even played a playoff game yet. So hopefully we can make a run to the championship series. If not, we'll see. But there's a playoff bracket, and that's what we'll do in the next part. I'm very excited. And let's see if we can make a run for the NL pennant. I don't know if we're good enough necessarily to compete for a World Series quite yet, but if we can win a playoff series this year, at the very least, that would be a much needed step in the right direction. I kind of was at a loss for words there. Anyway, that'll do it for this part. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great freaking day. Goodbye.